In sports coaching, the desired roles should support the development of athletes at a variety of different levels.
You alright, mate?
So I'm just training.
That's alright. Did you go out last night?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Are you free tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to play starting?
Yeah, mate, I love that.
Good. See you later. Why didn't you train yesterday?
I was busy, couldn't be bothered.
Do you think that's the attitude? Oh, well, you're not playing tomorrow. You're supposed to sit on the bench.
The characteristics of a friend include being supportive, caring, sociable, approachable and fun. An athlete and coach will spend a significant amount of time together, therefore friendships develop and the athlete and coach may share positive and negative experiences, and because of this common experiences a bond will evolve. The coach being a friend is more important to individual sports like athletics, specifically long jump or other events like gymnastics, compared to team sports where there are lots of players within the team. This could be because if a coach is more friendly with one player, then the others could see it as biased when they don't want that. There are many benefits of a coach being a friend because the athlete will be dedicated knowing they like the coach. They build a better chemistry, they're able to talk if problems occur, and they're interested in the same sport. When developing a friendship with anyone, you learn a lot about their personality, and the sport can use the knowledge to help them. Having this increased understanding of an athlete's personality will support the coach in developing an effective training plan, which is another positive. When developing friendships with athletes, it's important that the coach is fully aware of the role and clearly states the boundaries between the relationship at the start of the relationship. If not, this could lead to potential problems with the coach being a friend. For example, the athlete or athletes might take it less seriously. It's hard for the coach to enforce discipline. There are also legal factors with being friends with younger athletes. Overall, the athlete's development must be the priority at all times for the coach. And the coach may have to criticise an athlete's performance, but as a friend, this information could be easily shared. Although some athletes might react negatively to criticism, it is important to keep personal information confidential, because if you do not, then all respect that the athlete has for the coach will be lost.
Well, yeah, the 13th's fine. I'm sorting the venue and kit out now. Yeah, you can wear blue and we'll wear white. Is that alright? Yeah, I'll sort the next week out after as well. Cheers.
The principal role of a manager is to oversee, run and lead a team or sport as they are the overarching boss to a degree. It's often the manager's responsibility to coach the team or individual players, as well as to manage the fixtures, prepare the equipment, organise the transport to competitions or to training venues. But this wholly depends on the level and ability of the sport being played, because not all sports have managers if they're at a low level, or the coach is the manager as well. But this is different for an elite athlete, as they may have multiple managers for different areas to make sure everything runs smoothly. There are many advantages and disadvantages of a coach being a manager. Some advantages include they will be self-disciplined, organised, decisions will be made quick because they know exactly what's going on and the level their players are working at, and it will benefit them. It's also more personal if it's the same person, because they will understand each athlete or athletes and what will benefit them most. And a coach being a manager means they can organise the games and events when it will help their athletes. You can also see who's performing well in training, and then when it comes to picking a team for a fixture, for example in cricket, you can pick the players that are doing well in training. However, some disadvantages of a coach being a manager is they might think they're correct all the time, and it's very self-opinionated because they haven't had the discussion with another member about what might work. Also, the role of a manager is very time-consuming, but therefore less attention may be made to the coaching and developmental stages of the athlete. Again, using cricket for example, if an athlete is not performing well in training, then they might not get picked, and this will lower their confidence. Lastly, it's a lot of stress and hassle to be both the coach and the manager, and it possibly brings they might possibly bring their anger out on the players. Lastly, the leadership style would depend on the athletes that they're managing.
Alright, from your results, in the press-up test, you can see that we got below average. So we can start off by improving your chest by doing some press-ups.
So the role of a trainer is to help an athlete or athletes improve specific fitness weaknesses and help improve their fitness. This might be done through assessments to see the level they're at and at the start, and also progression tests. But when a coach takes up the role of being a trainer, they need to be aware of the physical, technical and tactical demands of the specific sport. Most sports need a trainer, as the majority rely on them being physically fit to partake and perform to a good level. They should have a collection of activities that can be drawn to develop the athlete's ability to perform to their optimum. The most common training is usually a fitness trainer. Coaches need to have a good knowledge of health and fitness and training programs in order to be an effective coach and trainer. As a trainer, a coach should be able to design and implement programs that are appropriate for athletes and reflect the sport they compete in. When planning a development coaching session, coaches should consider the age, ability, interests and experiences. The advantages of a coach being a trainer is it widens what they can do, as they will have the knowledge and they will know exactly what fitness levels each athlete is working at. Another advantage is that in individual sports, the coach and trainer can have more one-on-one times with the athlete and be able to understand them. But this is also an advantage for team sports, as having the coach giving a hands-on approach, they can get closer to the action, and they can see faults and also things that are better within the team. This also means that they will work more closely with the players, which results in them achieving a better relationship with the players. However, there are also disadvantages of a coach being a trainer, because they might make too many sessions of fitness, and they might forget about the very important technical and tactical sessions, which might ultimately make performance decrease. It's also very hard to design individual fitness programs for everyone in a team, and it's very time consuming, and also players might disagree with what one player's got compared to another player. Another disadvantage is that they'll clearly see the fit and stronger individuals in the team. So when it comes to picking fixtures and picking a team, the stronger players will get picked over the weaker ones. And lastly, sports like gymnastics or dance might require the trainer to hold or coach the athletes, and this is an area to be cautious of for legal reasons.
You can do this, put it. Yeah,
The role of a coach being a motivator means they are the driving force and determination for their athletes or athletes to do well. This motivation is intrinsic, and a coach can be motivating through creating a positive environment that is supportive. Advantages of a coach being a motivator are they can enhance performance, as it's to get better or win. Athletes feel good, so they try harder, and you can achieve more things that you might not have done if you didn't have any motivation. For example, a couple more bicep curls in a set. However, disadvantage of a coach being a motivator is that they could put you off, especially if the sport requires a lot of focus. Some athletes will take it as sarcasm and not try as hard. And lastly, if the athlete or athletes is getting spoken to all the time to do well, they might forget about the technique of the activity. For example, in high jump, if the coach is trying to motivate the athlete all the time, they might forget just the correct technique, which will result in them knocking the bar off.